Hello everyone, I'm Neil Connoisseur, and welcome to my review on the 9th episode of the 7th season of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, also known as Honest Apple. This episode, I don't know, because I just watched the Sugar Mac episode, because that's the ship name, and I don't feel it with this episode either. I think that it was better, and I think that it showed a good moral, but I do think that actually, one character who I don't think they're ever going to show again ruined it, and it was the pony that kept saying the word literally. And I'll go into that later, but basically the episode revolves around Rarity wanting to be generous and making a contest for new designers. And these designers will make clothing that will be judged by Hoity Toity, Rarity, Applejack, and Photo Finish. And, of course, Applejack is the one that's, of course, very surprised, and we see how Applejack thinks that she wouldn't be a good judge, and Rarity says that Applejack would judge well when it comes to practicality. And we see how when Applejack thinks it over and helps Apple Bloom with a hat problem, that Applejack realizes, wow, okay, I guess I can judge well based on practicality. And here's my little bit of a problem. Yes, in the grand scheme of things, does fashion really matter? Yes, because, unfortunately, we do have stereotypes where those who are thinner and, more curvy and, have sizes and proportions that just match, all basically because of how you were born, do determine your success to an extent. And it sucks, but to an extent it's true. In the grand scheme of things, it can also be no, because we don't need fashion. We have shows like America's Next Top Model. And yes, clothing is a way of expressing creativity as much as art is, and you could say that art isn't practical either because it's just a waste of materials to make paint. Art could just be staring or hiking or taking photography. But I think that Applejack judging these obvious non-practical dresses that would be used to go to things like the Grand Galloping Gala is not good. Because when you're thinking practicality, when it comes to clothing, you're thinking, okay, maybe pockets, you're thinking maybe sunglasses that protect you from the sun, you're thinking possibly ways to keep you warm. And when it comes to these dresses that the three new characters are making, they're very show-offy, they're very beautiful, but they're not meant to be practical. So, of course, Applejack is going to say that this type of fashion is really ridiculous because it has no practicality. I think that they overdid it when it came to Applejack ruining the clothing, or at least, giving her honesty, but that was the point. They needed it to be overly honest. I think that the scene where Applejack shook that hat with feathers was really excessive and wrong of her. I also think that, and again, I said this at the beginning, the pony who kept saying literally and stuff like that, yes, obvious stereotype, but way too much. We have the rule of threes, and it really stands out here because I think that pony did it 5 or 6 times, and it was annoying. I will not sugarcoat that. It was annoying, and I did not like it. I think that the facial expressions from that pony were nice. It was fun to see, like the little gag faces. But was it necessary? No. And was it annoying? Yes. So that really, unfortunately, made the episode worse in my eyes. The episode ends with Applejack, of course, learning the lesson, helping the 3 judges out, and helping to rebuild the stage. And they have their show, and of course Applejack, being Applejack, votes for all 3 contestants to win, and all 3 of them to have their clothing displayed in Rarity's boutique. I think that that's really nice. And I think that it was nice to make a callback to Coco Pomel as well. And I hope that we continue to see more of her, because she's sort of establishing herself as more than just a background character or once in the show character. I think that Applejack was not wrong to say that certain costumes, such as the disco ball, was quite literally all it was, and that it really wasn't much, flair, and it really wasn't much style. It was literally just creating an object out of material, and Applejack was not wrong to say that. I think that this episode could have been a lot better, and ways that I think it could have improved would, first off, obviously dial down the literally pony. They did well when it came to variety with the 3 different types of designers, so I'm not going to say that that was bad, but I think that they could have at least made the judges, such as Hoity Toity and Photo Finish, a little more understanding of Applejack. I actually was surprised that Hoity Toity and Photo Finish didn't refuse to have Applejack as a judge because of her country background. I think that it was surprising that they were in something along the lines of surprised and saying, "Oh my god, who is this person? Why are you a judge? I'm not even going to socialize with you," because yes, there are stereotypes in Canterlot. We've sort of known this. I really like how Rarity used a friend of hers that only liked strawberries as a reason to show Applejack how brutal honesty could be. And obviously Applejack was hurt, and that was a very funny scene. I think that it was also funny to see Rarity rocking out on that guitar, and it was nice that Pinkie Pie was involved in the episode to at least, help comfort Rarity. That's minor development, but still, it shows that, it's not like when it's a Rarity and Applejack episode, the other 4 characters aren't involved. Again, we obviously didn't see anything regarding Twilight or Rainbow Dash or Fluttershy, but we still had one of the characters hovering around, which I liked. So, I think that's really about it. It was one of the worst episodes so far, but it wasn't nearly as bad in my opinion as hard to say anything. And with that being said, please share your thoughts below. I know I'm kind of sore. I thank you for your time, and I hope to see you soon.